Donc voilà, bonjour à ceux qui nous rejoignent sur YouTube, on est toujours en live sur Twitch. Troisième partie de ce troisième épisode de The Council, les murmures. Et ma mère serait dans la chambre de Lady Hillsborough, qui se trouve ici, donc je dois aller de l'autre côté. C'est Washington qui m'a prévenu. C'est vrai que j'avais déjà tenté de la rejoindre.
I do believe that's Emily's voice.
Eh bien, je vous écoute ceux qui sont sur le live. Qu'est-ce que je fais? J'écoute à la porte, je frappe, j'essaye d'ouvrir la porte ou je m'éloigne. Le premier qui me donne une réponse, je le suis. Mais je crois bien que c'est la voix d'Émilie, la duchesse. Qu'est-ce que je fais? Je vais écouter. Allez, on écoute. Merci Ludo.
I can't understand what she's saying.
Alors je vais essayer d'ouvrir, vu que j'arrive pas à comprendre ce qu'elle dit, on va essayer d'ouvrir Alpha. Alors, soit j'essaye de forcer la porte, soit j'essaye de crocheter la porte. Je vais la forcer. Et quand elle continue à parler.
Impossible. I can't do it. There's something blocking it on the other side. I've got to find another way in.
Ouais. Alors écoutez, la porte ça marche pas, je vais essayer de frapper.
Emily! Emily, are you there? Answer me. Emily!
Un peu pour un, oui. De toute façon ça n'a pas marché. Non mais de toute façon il y a rien qui se passe. Hein.
I can't understand what she's saying.
Ok, alors le seul moyen que j'ai de rentrer ici c'est d'y aller par le balcon. Il faut que absolument que j'arrive à rentrer du côté de la chambre ici de Monsieur Godoy, de Napoléon. Ah voilà, tout à l'heure je pouvais pas, maintenant je peux.
I have to get inside Emily's room through the... Shit! Locked.
Encore. Monter un étage et descendre avec une corde. C'est pas pris un architecte, hein, plutôt. Bon, j'ai peut-être pas forcé, je vais crocheter ici. Ouais, 6 points, mais je peux prendre ça gratuitement. On va crocheter la serrure. Monter un étage et descendre avec une corde. Alors, est-ce que je vais enfin revoir ma mère? Non, ceux qui prennent l'épisode en cours, ça fait depuis le début que ma mère a disparu. C'est important. Il restera encore 2 chapitres à sortir. Il y a 2 grands épisodes qui doivent sortir. C'est par là? Attendez, je suis rentré par où, moi? Je suis perdu. Donc, je suis rentré par là. C'est là-bas. On va savoir.
It's as if there are several people inside.
Once again, you're the one who's the victim in all this.
What are you on about now? I should never have told you what happened to me.
That's how it works, and you know it full well. I'm not that naive. I know you inside out.
Stop. We'll end up losing everything if you keep on.
What on earth is...
Ma mère.
You... Mother?
How dare you do this to me? You can talk. After everything I've done for
Qu'est-ce que c'est que
you.
ce truc?
You are joking, I hope.
Ok, donc ça, c'est les deux sœurs jumelles.
That's enough, Emma. Now that Louis is here,
Ça, on
you will
savait
leave
qu'elle
Sarah
avait une sœur
alone.
jumelle, mais on pensait que
Cease
ma mère en
your
avait tué une des
revenge
deux.
immediately. What? If you think you're going to... Louis, help me, I beg you. I can no longer
mais qui
reason
est
with
qui?
her. I am Emily. Quit playing games.
Qui est
What?
qui?
Honestly, don't be ridiculous. No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart. After everything we've been through together.
Yes.
C'est pas une surprise hein, qu'elle soit
Don't
jumelle.
you dare bring him into this. This is between you and me. I ask for nothing more, so stop
Oh là,
taking it
mon
out
dieu,
on
mon dieu,
Sarah.
qui est la vraie?
I-
Qui est la
You
duchesse?
little bitch, how dare you? Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? You are joking, I hope. I'm the one who told you everything that's been going on while you were away. Go on then. That's what you want, isn't it? You want to kill me?
C'est pas faux, Alpha.
Go on then, shoot! After all the trouble I've gone through to find you. Go on. What are you waiting for? Here, Louis, take this.
Wait, what's going...
An entire life for this. Go on, shoot! Sorry, Louis, I can't shoot her. She's my sister. That's enough, Emma. Louis, out of the way. She's dangerous. Don't trust her. What are you trying to do? Louis, out of the way. I am not Emma. Come on, Louis, tell her who the real Emily is.
Wait,
That's right, Louis. I'm fed up with this little game. Tell him who the real Emily
Bon, la
is.
véritable Emily, c'est pas celle qui m'a donné le
What's happened
flingue.
to me?
Well, Louis, come on, you
Pour moi,
know
c'est
how
celle
to
qui,
tell us
qui tient
apart,
encore le
right?
flingue.
Yes, but I'd like to ask you a few questions to make sure there's no doubt.
Rational and open, Louis. Let's see. How can I tell them apart? Wait, I've got an idea.
On the night of our arrival, you handed me something. I wasn't feeling very well, and you handed me something. What
Je n'ai
was
plus
it?
aucun souvenir de
My
ça.
handkerchief, and you stained it with your blood. You
Ok,
still
ça marche
have
pas.
it, as a matter of fact. But she already knows all this, Louis. It's a waste of time.
Right. Let's find something else. Ah, yes. Let's speak about my arrival at the manor.
On the night of our arrival, we were warming ourselves in front of the fire. Mortimer welcomed us in a certain way. What happened exactly?
Well played, Louis. Unfortunately, I'm not the one you should have asked that question to. Mortimer did not welcome us. It was Sir Gregory who welcomed us that night. Mortimer didn't show up until 2 days later. I know that as well.
Very well.
Let's try something else.
On the first night, we went up to bed, but I wasn't tired. I went for a little stroll.
C'est affreux. Ouais, je sais, Ludo, je me suis dit la même chose, mais moi je suis convaincu que c'est celle qui a le flingue, qui est la vraie Emily.
Do you remember if we saw each other that night or
Mais
not?
moi je suis perdu là.
No, not after going up to bed. That doesn't prove a thing. I was the
Okay,
one
Rasta.
who told you that. Don't think you're going to get away with this deception so easily. I can assure you, you're going to regret pretending to be me once Louis
Parce qu'en
gets
plus je ne sais
exposed
pas
to
qui
you.
s'est fait passer pour
Right.
qui à chaque fois.
I don't think I'll get very far like
Ah,
this.
c'est affreux. Non mais je sais pas avec qui j'aurais pu
Oh,
coucher ou
I
pas
don't
coucher.
think
ou-
I'll even wait until he's finished.
J'ai couché avec
Take it easy
personne.
now.
Are you mad, Louis?
Lower
Mais
your
peut-être
arm.
que l'autre croit que j'ai couché avec aussi.
Better act quickly if I don't
Et je ne
want
sais
things
pas
to
qui était dans ma chambre, tu vois.
Come on, she's putting one over on you.
Je suis perdu.
Look at yourself for crying out
Je
loud.
suis perdu.
You were prepared to shoot me down.
In the secret room behind the study. Talk to them about what you've been doing. Maybe they haven't spoken about it between each other yet.
On the night of the disappearance of Elizabeth Adams,
What about it? What do you want to know about that night?
remember?
Ah
How
ouais.
did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
Sword toward the Gorgon, Gorgon toward the shield, shield toward the sword. Lantern toward the shield. Of course, I told her how to do it. That's enough! I've had enough of this
Je vais
charade.
essayer Rasta. Je vais essayer.
Louis, there's only one way to tell us apart. There's just one thing I didn't tell her about in detail. Too bad for you, Emma. I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice. Ask her about you and I. You just lost, Emma. I indeed didn't tell you everything about it. Come, Louis. Speak about our intimacy.
Very well, let's talk about us.
Elle est vulnérable à la psychologie, elle.
Last night, you came to visit me, and I can't help
Ok,
wondering
c'est
why.
bien celle qui tient
Why
l'arme.
did you come to my room?
Louis, you must be mistaken. I did not go to your room last night. And that's where your little game ends, Emma. Because I never told you about it. So, there
Ah non.
you can't answer.
C'était l'autre.
No! You didn't do that. I didn't want you to be jealous
Ah,
of
je
Louis.
m'étais trompé, c'était l'autre.
Remember how you always used to react whenever you felt you were competing against a man? You dirty...
That's enough. I've had enough of this charade.
That's enough, both of you. Now I know who the real Emily is.
C'est bien celle qui est derrière, on est d'accord. Hein. Moi, je suis perdu. Hein. C'est bien celle-là. Non? Non, c'était la Rasta. Ouais, moi je suis paumé aussi. Hein. Non, parce que, soyons clairs. Bon, allez, en face. Je te fais confiance, Rasta.
It's you, Emily.
No, Louis! She is manipulating you!
No, Emma. It's her. I know it. Despite all the trouble you've gone to put one over on me, I know it is her.
That's enough now, Emma. You little slut! Don't think you are going to get away with this so easily. You are going to stop your little game right now. Never! I am Duchess Hills. No!
Emily?
I am the Duchess.
But
You don't. Dear God, what have I done? See what you've done.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce truc?
Louis?
Mother!
What on earth is...
Go away. You must go. Everyone is going to arrive.
Louis, what's going on?
Duchess? Is everything all right?
Come on, Louis. There's nothing more you can do.
But I...
Leave us.
Emily, what's going on?
Mother, go to the crypt. I'll meet you there.
I'll be waiting for you.
Emily.
Madam, I am coming in.
It was bound to end like this, Louis. Let me stay with her. Please. Go. I'll cover you.
J'ai toujours pas compris si on avait trouvé la bonne. Hein. Mais ça, à mon avis, on n'a pas trouvé la bonne. Hein. Parce que j'ai pas eu le petit V. Bon, donc je sais pas. Retrouvez votre mère dans la crypte. Oh mon dieu, qu'est-ce que c'était compliqué. C'est par où qu'on saute. Ah, Ludo, dès qu'il s'agit de belles femmes. Bon, il faut que j'aille retrouver ma mère pour essayer de comprendre ce qui se passe.
Good God. They're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Where is Lord Mortimer? Can anyone hear anything through the door? Did you hear that? I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room. She isn't answering.
Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms. I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
On va jouer RP, on va directement aller voir notre mère. Hein. Ça fait quelques jours qu'on la cherche ici. Et pour une fois qu'on peut peut-être la trouver. On va pas commencer à fouiller partout. Mais que d'histoire. Hein. Alors j'espère qu'il faut pas refaire tout le tralala pour ouvrir la crypte. Non, heureusement. Ah, voilà ma mère.
Louis, at last there you are.
Mother, wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is running out, Louis. First, we must...
No! That's enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here. I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must trust me, my son. You are not ready yet.
You're the one who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
I came all the way here for you. Now I've found you. I'm ready, Mother.
If only... Louis, I have always taught you to keep your mind open and logical. I know you are going to find it hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true. Many years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us.
I beg your pardon?
And that they can influence our thoughts.
Mother, listen to yourself. I know you're exhausted, but for crying out loud, listen to what you're saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do your demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore. Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Yes, they are capable of going from one body to another as they see fit. And 2 of them are present on this island.
Right. So let me guess.
Tiens. Ouais, je dirais Mortimer et Holm.
Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory, right?
You felt it too?
No. Even if Home does look the part.
Ouais, ça c'est clair. Hein.
I don't know who else could do it, given that we're on their territory.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Alizif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference. That's where I made an error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the book to was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer. Not to mention that Holm had sent Volner to get it for him.
Holm and Mortimer are demons?
They both seem to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those two.
Mother, have you any proof to support any of this?
Of course, but you do too. You had everything laid out in front of you. Didn't you notice anything?
Il y avait les rites sataniques. Non, je vais pas rentrer dans cette église.
I shan't follow you down that path. I wouldn't be doing you any favors.
Logical and open, Louis. Tell me then, how can anyone own properties all over the world for centuries by always signing documents with the same signature?
Well, I can find 10 other explanations less eccentric than demonic possession, Mother.
How come the Mortimers have had only one male heir for each generation since the Third Crusade?
Forgery, family rights, where they get rid of the daughter. There are dozens of less extravagant possibilities.
How could one man motivate so many future leading figures of the day on his silly island without anyone finding out about it? Even the Golden Order isn't capable of that.
Well, he's simply better than us, and he's welcome to it.
You refuse to open your eyes, Louis.
You've lost your objectivity, Mother.
I saw him.
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure. In the Persian Gulf, we came across an ancient grimoire that became unlocked. Composed of 7 parts, each one was a book in itself, set in a sort of metal armor that structured the whole thing. When all the volumes were brought together, they formed a single book. On my return to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian, in my opinion. So I got the idea to form a small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis. I found him, or rather he found me. He was young, charismatic, he was flamboyant.
Elle est sortie avec Mortimer.
You mean Mortimer?
He was a veritable mine of knowledge. I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me. But I had aroused his interest. It was too late.
How so?
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
Did he ever go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us. He proposed that I follow him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
And you refused, of course.
Why, naturally, Louis. You don't make deals with the devil. After that, I spent my whole life looking for him. 3 years later, in Berlin, I just missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the Order in a chase. In 1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once. 1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
8 years ago in Venice.
We agreed never to speak about what happened in Venice, Louis.
You agreed, and that was before you spoke to me about demons. Wait, the baby we delivered, you and me, that night in Venice, did he have anything to do with Lord Mortimer?
The child was his son.
We stole his son? Are you insane? I always thought we took him to save him.
That was the case. It was precisely to save him from his father.
Need I remind you the mother died during childbirth? What became of the child?
Later. For the moment, that is not the key issue here. Once we found the Al-Azif in Paris, I followed von Borchart's trail here. I didn't think it would lead me straight to the demon. It was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. But he had no intention of letting me leave. We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our lives turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute. One last thing.
Ah, je vais pouvoir l'interroger sur pas mal de
What
choses.
was going on with the cannons in Tuscany?
It was nothing.
Since when does the Order finance wars?
The cannons for that Bonaparte fellow? Listen, once in the lion's den, I did whatever I could to appear legitimate. So yes, I pretended to be interested in Mortimer's project about a young military man who was seeking funding for a foundry in Tuscany. Between you and me, if buying China would have enabled me to escape, I would have signed without hesitation.
What did you negotiate about the Al-Azif with Volner?
Absolutely nothing. I managed to pull the wool over his eyes until I found a way to flee.
I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams. He is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
Mortimer possessed her?
No, I don't think it was Mortimer. Her father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep. In spite of the various treatments I tried on
Oui,
her,
ça je savais
I
qu'elle
never
avait.
succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis, but I had to try everything.
Donc c'est elle qui l'a tué pendant le rituel alors.
Mother, did you kill her?
Of course not. Don't be stupid. I had no interest in getting rid of her.
I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
Mother, I won't take a step further if you don't answer me.
You dare blackmail me?
I'm listening.
All right, I used her. So there you are. Happy now? We had the Al-Azif, and I didn't.
C'est vrai que Perron parlait de Mortimer comme du diable.
In order to ensure that the book did not fall into their hands, or that one of them couldn't read in us where we had hidden it, I asked Emily to.
It's Emma.
Yes, or rather, for me, it was Emily. So I asked Emma to hide it without anyone seeing, and then I disposed of her. I am sorry for her, but she was part of the Golden Order, Louis. She knew the rules when she joined.
Samuel Ritter du Choix, you wanted to send me a letter about Godoy.
I wanted you to run a check on Duke Manuel, but frankly, it doesn't really matter anymore now. Godoy is just a pawn like the others. He is not the one I was looking for.
On the evening of my arrival, Cardinal Piaggi came
Ah oui.
to you. He was
Parce qu'elle
determined
aidait les
to
chrétiens à fuir la
More
France.
of his lists. Louis, I think I know what's in that letter, and I beseech you to believe that it is the least of our worries. We can sort that out later.
Are you going to tell me what happened to your hand?
Better than that, I shall show you.
Good. I think that's about right. We shall speak about it once we get back to France.
Great actions for humanity have been decided by demons for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves. And it's time for it to stop. By the way, what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He wants the United States to occupy all the North American territory. France should recover Louisiana and give it to the United States. In that case, the Americans would just have to push west to chase the Spanish from the continent once and for all.
And as Mortimer controls Washington, you may just as well say that it will put him at the head of a world superpower. We should do our utmost to put a stop to Mortimer's plans. But for the time being, there are more pressing matters.
Are you going to tell me why we're here?
Oui,
There.
oui, c'est ça,
That's
Ludo. Ouais.
why we are here.
Alors, j'ai rien raté, donc ça c'est pas mal. J'ai découvert le cadenas de Piaggi, voilà, j'aurais pu être témoin de la résolution Napoléon Bonaparte, j'aurais pu apprendre quelque chose sur Alasif, je l'ai pas fait, j'ai rien raté, j'ai protégé l'une des deux jumelles Hillsborough. Je ne sais toujours pas si c'était la bonne. C'est compliqué. Waouh, c'était pas mal quand même. Hein. Euh, Est-ce que c'est la fin? Ou pas? On va mettre des points ici. J'ai combien de points? Mettre 4 points. On va mettre en science. Voilà.
Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force that one, are we?
I don't think we're even capable of doing it. You're going to have to find a way to open it.
Why, of course. And what's inside?
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect. So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 6 objects before we try anything.
Are your 6 objects the keys?
Exactly. We have the Clement III cross, the nails, the Gutenberg Bible, the exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
Alors, les quoi de Clément III, les clous, la Bible de Gutenberg, l'exégèse de Judas, je prends note, hein. Ça je sais, et une sphère armillaire. Ou armillaire, je ne connais pas ça. Et de quoi faire concorder les dates entre les différents calendriers.
Why a cross?
Well, I haven't the foggiest idea, but it just so happens that's what you are going to use to activate the mechanism. I found the one Mortimer kept. It belonged to Cardinal Guibert, better known by the name of Pope Clement III.
Perfect. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I've lost it.
Mais non.
When I lost my hand, I went dashing out, and it must have fallen from my pocket.
On va lui demander de faire un effort de mémoire.
I'm certain you can remember.
Let me think.
You were running.
I was bleeding to death.
You remember the pain.
I thought I was going to faint. Yes, I remember. I don't think it can be far, can it?
Would you have lost it outside?
No, I don't think so. It must be in the area. I don't remember going up with it.
Perfect. I'll search the crypt before leaving.
Alors, elle serait dans la crypte. Alors, les clous, où est-ce qu'ils
Some
sont?
nails?
C'est des
Don't
clous
ask
de...
me. I'm not the one who made the mechanism, you know. When I arrived, there were already a few of them inserted, so I didn't have to worry about those. On the other hand, I remember seeing some in Mortimer's secret study, behind his nightmare.
And a golden cup? Yes. Yes, I saw them too.
Perfect. It will be easy for you to find them then. You need 3 of them.
Very well.
You remember what to do about the rollers. 1191 to enter, and 6466 to exit.
Of course. An exegesis. Anything else?
Did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
To open the chimney? Yes, absolutely.
So you've already come across it. It's the Bible of Judas that is exposed in the secret room behind the chimney.
Why do they call it an exegesis?
Because that's what it is, and not an apocryphal Bible, strictly speaking. It's the study of a text with a summary, not an actual Bible. Anyway, well done for the Gorgon. You did well. You didn't get tricked by the light bouncing back.
Thanks. Do you think I can take it safely?
We haven't got a choice, Louis. Without it, we won't be able to work out this cursed mechanism.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
That's right.
You still believe it's in the tower room, don't you?
I don't know. There is only one way to find out, though.
Right. I shall go and see. There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I suggest you get a smaller one.
What did you do then?
I didn't think I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
What do you mean by the concordance of dates, exactly?
Don't worry about that. We already have them. They are written on the back of the message I just gave you. One last thing before you go. Be very careful. If you come across anyone, they can all potentially be spies of Mortimer or Holm. Don't ever confide in anyone because a demon can slip inside them at any moment.
Wait, not all of them though. Take Washington.
Oh là là, mon Dieu.
Especially Washington. He's been conditioned by Mortimer for years. Look at them, for crying out loud. How do you explain their behavior otherwise? The most influential politicians in the Western world gather together without the least protection, without a single aid to assist them, to participate in a conference during which the guests start dropping like flies. Me, Adams, Peru, Hillsborough. Look at the number of calamities that have happened over the past few days. And not one of them has asked to leave the island? Do you find that normal? You'll see. Go up to the manor to look for the keys, and I wager not one of them will speak to you about my being in Emily's room.
Do you think so?
Go on, you'll see. And come back with all the objects in one go. Time is against us. And remember, the code to get out of the secret office is 6646.
Alors, qu'est-ce que je peux rajouter comme lecture? Manuscrit équipé. Je prends de la science. Ah non, pardon. Je prends de la logique et la linguistique. Et on va maintenir espace. Voilà. Alors écoutez, on va s'arrêter là et sur Twitch et sur YouTube. Hein, je continuerai ça à un autre moment. Voilà, c'était très sympa. Franchement, voilà, l'histoire a pris toute une autre tournure. Merci à ceux qui ont suivi le stream. Merci à ceux qui sont restés sur... qui ont vu la vidéo sur YouTube. Et on se retrouve très très bientôt. Ciao, ciao.